All the talk lately has been about the Dallas Mavericks and the potential trade for Kristoff Porzingis. We know about the movement about LaMarcus Aldridge. We know that DeMarcus Cousins needs to go somewhere. And we know that the Brooklyn Nets need to get on Mr. Drummond. Okay? Those are the three big plays right now on the surface with names. All right? There's a lot of other guys I'm not going to get into in this video that need to be talked about. But this Porzingis movement is very, very intriguing, and one that, if true, could be a devastating move to any team that could potentially get him. I think it's just talk, but I want to go over the situation. I want to go over Porzingis. Everybody is basically riding his tail as he's not performing as well as he's supposed to. So let's first look at the stat line for Porzingis and see how he has fared. Almost 20 points per game over 22. Okay? So a lot of talk about not performing, but he's averaging 20. He's shooting almost 48% from the line. Let's see the three-pointers. 37% from three. Let's quit all the chat, man. Now, there is a different factor with the impact of a player in the NBA. I understand that. That's true. There was one guy I loved back in the day. His name was Ricky Davis. This guy was an amazing talent. I always tried to practice his dunk moves because he was an exciting player back in the day, played for Cleveland. But it was empty points, as they call it. They just didn't mean anything, man. The guy would score, but the Cavs weren't winning. Yeah, there's a lot of different X factors. It could have been due to the lineup, the team. I get it. But at the end of the day, empty points don't pay the bills. Is Porzingis' points empty? I mean, when we look at the Mavericks, at the end of the day, Porzingis just played 22 games. 82-game season. He's played a quarter of the games off of an injury. Give the man some damn time. Let's stop all the freaking talk about Porzingis is done. I think the duo of Doncic and Porzingis can make it happen. They have a third scoring option who's at a Chris Middleton level and Tim Hardaway Jr. Remember, Tim Hardaway Jr. was the man on the New York Knicks. They got a budding talent in Mr. Jalen Brunson, who I think is, listen to what I'm going to say, okay? He is a starter. However, he may be better suited off the bench, okay? He has starter talent. I've seen him improve. Great job. Father used to play in the NBA as well. Great job to him on that improvement. Is he a starter? Is he a Dennis Smith Jr. level? Okay? See what he's doing on the Pistons. All right? Then you got Josh Richardson, who also comes in and plays some starter minutes. You see, I see my two issues right there. All right? That's the issue with the Mavericks. Okay? Those two positions, you got Hardaway Jr. at the small forward. I'm good with that, even though he's undersized. I like him better at the two. All right? But then you have Richardson, who I think is another good player. Not a starter. Not a starter for me. Not consistent enough to be a starter. If there's anyone that you look at that needs to be, I would say, looked at for some movement to level up, it has to be Josh Richardson. All right. Josh Richardson is the guy that should be definitely, and at times he does, come off the bench. Okay. He's the guy. He's averaged 13 points per game over 28. I mean, with two big scorers scoring 28 and 20, it's going to be tough to put up, 20, right? It's going to be tough to have that, 60-point trio. But they need somebody that's always capable. Okay. Josh Richardson is capable at times, but is he always capable for that 20, 24-point game? All right. In that range. Is he consistent enough from three? That is the X factor that I'm seeing them losing at. They have all the different pieces that they need. I would like them to shore up their talent level on the bench, okay? I still don't like what I see on the bench. They have some good young talent that are coming along. Defensively, you have Jalen Powell and your boy Willie Cauley-Stein, who I think needs to needs to get better. He's coming up. He's all the other ones coming off an injury, and big guys just take longer, man. It's not an instant. It is what it is. They take longer to develop to be good players. They also take longer to heal. All right, it is what it is. I've seen enough of it. Mr. James Johnson is another dude that I think can play a pivotal role for this team if he gets consistent minutes. He's another inconsistent player, but I just love his game. I think he does all the intangibles. He's a great glue guy. I would say, why not try something a little bit different? James Johnson has earned his keep. Why not Tim Hardaway at the 2? Okay? Tim Hardaway at the 2. And again, they play it like this sometimes too. You know, you got Doncic at the 1. And that's the other thing. They don't got a true point guard. I understand Doncic can do it all, but he's not a full-time point guard to me, all right? So Doncic at the 1. James Johnson at the 3. Porzingis at the 4, okay? And then this is where it hurts. I think you throw in Powell or Cauley Stein at the 5. Why? Defensively. Defensively, Porzingis is okay, but the weight is still not there. He never will be a big guy, all right? But with that lineup, it gives me a solid. What do I have? What can they do? This is probably the top talents on the team, in my opinion. Now the bench will need help. Brunson's there, Richardson's there. Perfect for them to come in. That's the role for those guys. They can be the bench runners, okay? And I think that's where it's at. The talent again on the rest of the team. You know, they got Bobo that can come in as well from a center position. So I think that's where you go. But they need to find some shooting guard talent. There's a guy by the name of Gerald Green that's available. Why not? Okay. I'm going to mention him again. Remember, I'm a Jersey fanatic, so you can nag me if you want. J.R. Smith. Let's bring him in, right? Let's look at that shooting guard talent. How can you level up that position? There is several out there, right? There's several that you can go get. Okay. It's up to you if you want to go get it in the G League. Tremendous talent. Tremendous. You see what Porter Jr. was doing. You see what Porter Jr. was doing out there, man. I mean, so, you know, that's an interesting play for them. My talk on Porzingis being traded, that's ridiculous, asinine. Listen, the guy's coming off injury. He's coming back. It looks like he's coming back strong, has range out the wazoo, has some athleticism. He doesn't need it. He's 7 foot, doesn't really need that much athleticism like Kevin Durant. But has good movement, quicker than most 7-footers. Keep him, all right? You need help at the shooting guard position, and if you can, you need to better define the point guard position. A guy like Cade Cunningham, I know it's not possible. That's why I was telling him to tank. A guy like Cade Cunningham would have been nice. They're 20-17. I think they make the playoffs. They're not as bad as people think, but they need to show up the shooting guard and point guard position. I know Trey's on the bench. He's another bench player, but who's your starter? All right? I'm gone. Mikey B stepping back, talking about the Mavericks and Porzingis. It's not about Porzingis. I'm out. Peace.